Hi, and welcome to another series of Kitty Talks. We are here with Coree Segerstrom. So give a big warm welcome to Coree. Come on in, Coree. Hi.
Hi.
Well, nice to meet you, by the way.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Well, let's get it started. What is your obsession with creepy dolls and gnomes?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Well, why gnomes and creepy dolls? Like, when did both of them start, or?
Well, I started collecting gnomes first, I think. Yeah, it was gnomes that I started collecting first. And it was probably around the time I graduated from high school. And I had a friend, her name is Sal. And one night we decided we wanted to be a little adventurous because we grew up in Munising. We had nothing better to do. So we decided to go out on the town and find some lawn gnomes and get that kind of like adrenaline rush from rescuing them or stealing, whatever you want to call it. So it started off, I'm just going to say rescued. We rescued about 3 our first time. And then, like, I don't know, we just really got like an adrenaline rush from doing it that first time, and we had a lot of fun, and we were like, oh, we should make this into something. Let's start collecting them. So then it just got bigger and bigger. Each time we would go, instead of just getting one gnome, we would get 2, and then the next time 3, and then more and more and more until it started to be like an addiction from the adrenaline rush we would get, and like we just needed any gnome we could find. And
is that where you got all your gnomes? From taking them from people's yards or something?
I mean, a few gnomes, like after like my collection started, my friends started realizing that I was collecting gnomes and stuff, so they would buy me, you know, like birthday presents or Christmas presents, gnomes and whatnot. But most of them are from people's yards.
How did your baby doll, creepy baby doll, obsession start?
That actually started a little bit after the gnome thing. I think once I started with the gnomes, I was kind of like, oh, I'm collecting gnomes now. I should start collecting more things and really just fucking get myself on an episode of Horrors or something. And I think I was at Vinnie's or Goodwill, one of the two, and I saw a creepy baby doll. And I was like, oh my god, that's freaking creepy. I should put that in my house because I already have creepy gnomes, and why not make my fucking friends be afraid when they come in my house? So I think I got a creepy baby doll, and then I brought it to the house, and there was a lot of, you know, like funny reactions from it. So I just started collecting more and more, and then every time I would go to Goodwill or buy a dumpster or something, and I'd look in there and find baby dolls that people threw away, and then, you know, my friends started buying them for me and stuff. And, yeah.
What's your favorite gnome and what's your favorite baby doll?
This is my favorite baby doll because this has sentimental value to it. Because my friend Kirsten bought it for me, and she actually has a twin, like a matching one. This one's name is Death, and then she has the other one. Its name is Gum. But that's in Indiana. So it's kind of like, you know, a friendship baby doll, and I actually sleep with it because it's my cleanest one and not so creepy. So this would be my favorite baby doll. And then as far as gnomes go,
Could you
I think
explain what it looks
my first gnome that I got, and I remember its name was Loodle. They had, the person I got it from actually had a name tag on it, and it said Loodle, Lutle. And that's in my bathroom right now, but that one is probably my favorite one because it's, you know, the first one I got. But I mean, I fucking love them all, so.
How many creepy baby dolls do you have, and how many gnomes do you have?
Well, I've kind of toned down on my gnome collection. Like, I can't even remember the last time I've rescued one, but at one point, I think the most I ever had, we counted about 94 gnomes we had at one point, and that was 3 years ago. But I mean, you know, from moving various times and different like cities and stuff, I've, a few gnomes have gotten lost or broke, and where I just got rid of the ones that weren't even fucking cute. But right now, I think I have probably no more than 20. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really keep track.
What about dolls?
I'd say probably 15. I collect a lot of dolls, but then like eventually I kind of get irritated because they take a lot of room up. And,
Now, you have your dolls in your window. What do you think people think when they go past your window and they see all them freaky?
I think that they walk by and literally think that someone fucking insane lives in my house.
Could you call yourself insane?
No. I just done well.
So you said you steal gnomes, right?
No.
Well,
I would not
rescue.
I wouldn't call it stealing because people cannot put something out in their front yard and expect someone to just walk by and not fucking want it.
Rescue, right?
Yeah, rescuing. I'm rescuing them and putting them in my house because it's fucking cold out. We live in the UP and people are putting gnomes in their fucking front yard.
Well, have you ever rescued anything else before from other people's houses, inside, outside? And what?
Well, now that I think about it, okay. I have a tendency of getting drunk a few days out of the week, or weekly. And usually when I hit my maximum, fucking time of being drunk, whatever you want to call it, I tend to run to the fridge because I get hungry like any drunk person does. And I look for the nearest block of cheese. And actually my friends call me the cheese bandit. And they have, their jokes and fun with it. And, sometimes I don't really remember doing it, but in the morning they'll find their brick of cheese on the floor or back in the fridge with a big fucking tooth mark in it. From me.
Now, I heard that when you go to friends' house parties, you take their stuff. Now you do give it back, I'll give you that. But as a joke, you take your friend's stuff to see if they'd noticed. And if they do, you give them back. You give them back either way, but do you do
It's
that?
happened a few times. I mean, it's not something I do that often, at least anymore.
Well, it's your friends, I think.
Yeah.
And they understand.
Yeah. Well, they were my friends. Yeah.
Do you collect any other odd things?
No, I think gnomes and baby dolls really sum it up. I collect makeup, but who doesn't?
Do you think you'll ever get tired of collecting gnomes and baby dolls and just throw them all away or something?
I thought about it, but I think it's like now people expect that I have that in my house, and like that's just kind of like what I'm known for. So I think, I don't know. I'm sure someday I'll get rid of my little, whatever you want to call it, obsession, addiction, fetish, whatever. But as of right now, I'm just going to keep collecting and have fun with it. And if anyone watching this video wants to bring me a gnome and a baby doll, fucking bring it on. Because I need more.
Do your friends like this obsession? Would
Yeah.
they think it's funny?
I think it goes over well. Usually people bring their friends over who haven't been to my house yet, and they're like, oh, Corey, do the baby doll tour. Oh my God, what's this one's name? And look at that one. And, it's kind of a big old thing. And I just sit back and, like, I've seen it all before. And I just, I let them have their kicks, and I'll tell them what they need to know.
Now, steering off the subject a little bit, you had a roommate one time, and she ended up putting a sign on her bedroom door, I heard. Without saying names, what did it actually say?
I don't know if we can get into detail with that. I'll have to ask my publicist.
Okay.
Because, I don't need any lawsuits.
Well, how did it make you feel? Because I heard it was pretty retarded.
I got
If you
a
wanna
pretty
say
big
retarded.
kick out of it. I'm not going to lie. Like, she might have taken it really serious, but I didn't. And You know, I had quite a few people come over and they all laughed about it. You know, no one really thought it was fucking very serious. They all thought it was a joke.
I personally got to see it. I personally think it was retarded. Just personal opinion.
I mean, it didn't even last long because it was ripped off the door within a month.
Yeah, I personally wouldn't have dealt with that, but you're a great person for dealing with that, okay? I personally would have wanted just to strangle her.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we'll leave that up to you.
Pretty much. Do you consider yourself an understanding person when things like that happen, when people treat you like shit?
Understanding person. Like when people treat me like shit, am I understanding of it?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I can only take so much.
Mm-hmm.
And once I hit my breaking point, then, you know, my other side of me fucking comes out and it's not very pretty.
From when I was with you, of course, I know that you have a lot of friends, like, that help you too. Like, I heard when you were out in a party at we'll say, a nightclub, and you had a wig on, just have fun, and this girl just ripped it off your head. I heard that all your friends just...
Well, that actually, like, I know what magazine you're talking about, because that was part of the tabloids, but that actually wasn't me,
Okay.
you know, that was my girlfriend, Mercedes.
Oh. Well,
that
you
happened to
looked
her.
alike.
I was with her that night, but I'm not going to comment on that,
Okay.
just because, you know, I'll leave that up to her.
Yeah.
But something like that did happen, and it was not stunning.
Yeah. But I heard your friends were there too, and they backed her up too.
Yeah.
They seem like they're pretty understanding. And you seem like you have really good friends.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I do. But I'm definitely going to let Mercedes comment on that one. Because that's definitely a whole nother interview.
Well, we have one more question before you get to go.
Okay.
When I was over your house, every rocking chair that you sit in has a little indent, just an indent, you know? It's kind of uncomfortable for me to sit in, and a big butt, yeah. And so why do you think there's an indent for one of your rocking chairs?
Well, probably because I fucking spend 95% of my life in a fucking rocking chair in my living room, being a homebody. And I tend to purchase vintage rocking chairs that are already bent out of shape and not ready to be used. And I bring them to my house and I rock the fuck out of them until they can't fucking rock anymore. And that's probably why.
Do you throw them away or do you keep them?
No, I usually fucking, you know, yeah, I throw them away, but this one that has the dip in it in the living room, I'm getting a new one soon, but I'm probably going to just put that one in my room for backup in case I need backup rocking or something, because that's a whole nother interview. A whole nother addiction I have is rocking.
Well, thank you very much for coming on the
You're
show.
welcome.
Well, bye guys!